is the reason why I was able to finally achieve 120k on Semra Apocalypse 2 because I have the OP Praetus. Am I just a crutch using son of a gun? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper. This is another video on Watcher of Realms. We are back at home, finally, and we get an opportunity to test the Apocalypse 2 Semra, whatever you want to call it, Titanic Ruins. By the way, this is the banner currently going. There's two banners currently going on. We're going to skip both of them. I have a ton. I am close to pity on my Legendary Lord. First off, and I have a lot. I'm probably around 140. I think last I looked. I don't have Pelagios, but I do have Tordor, so I'm not really concerned about that. I have Elwyn, I have Magnus, so we're skipping this weekend. We're gonna save it up for another weekend. Just logging in here today, and let's take a look at what. Okay, guest. Okay, dear. Okay, more. Okay. So here's the deal. Here's what I want to do today. This is the video we're going to make for you today. But just as a side, because why not? Why not figure it out? Because eventually there's going to be a banner. I heard the latest leak of a Ingrid banner with Ardia. I'll take copies of Ardia. I'll take more. But I have 142 right now. I'm sitting on 142 of these bad boys. Just waiting for a proper banner. I am close to pity, but we're going to save for that. I don't have a lot. I don't think I have a lot of rare summons. I have two of these. I'm holding on to them. There's no one that I specifically want to use them on right now, so that's fine. 87. I'm at 87. That's actually not bad, but we're saving those. I also have 6 of the legendary, so we're saving everything for a rainy day. Maybe I'll open up those 6. Maybe we'll see. Probably not though. So there we are. That's where. But today, this is not about that. This is about going into Titanic Ruins here, Apocalypse 2, that 120k reward. But can we do it without using this OP over the top team? And I think yes. I think we can. I think it's. I have a strong opportunity. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the Nightmare Infernal team together. And if that's too much for you, well, too bad. Because there's only so much I can do here. So this is going to give us an advantage. We're going to get more out of Hex because now Hex is boosted. I think we have to be very strategic here. I think we'll be good on platform layout here. We do need Elwyn, so we'll bring Elwyn back. We do need... Do we need... Yeah, we need Pharisee. See, this is where it gets tough because I'm pretty sure I need Elwyn, Pharisee, and Dasomi. So I probably have to bring in Constance. But boy, I'd like to be using Volca here too. I guess we don't really need Volca. Volca's not, well, yeah, but she's giving me the, because we don't, that's a secondary defense down or attack break. Ooh. So this would give us no boost. Ooh. Do we think we can do this without boosting? Without the inspiration? I don't. Let's try it. What's going to happen? What's the worst that can happen? We're going to try it without boosting. If not, we'll have to bring in, we'll have to take out Volca, bring in Constance. But I think everyone's in gear. Everyone should be ready and raring to go in gear. Yeah, everything's looking good. So, okay, so how many do we have? We have, for ground units, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 5 and 5. That should be pretty easy layout. And let's find out. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if you can, if I don't have to use. Okay. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do it here? No. 2, 3. I think we need to put Eloin right here. But that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So that doesn't work. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe it'll be 5. Let's take a look. Let's see. So she's going to be, if she's like this, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 and 5, right? Well, it's actually 6 and 5. But that'll do. Okay, so we can do that. If we're doing that, we want you right there. You right there. We'll put you there. We'll put you. That's covering all of them there. We'll put. Oh, I gotta read. No, I don't have to redo this. I got you right. No. You right there. You right there. You right there. You right there. Whew. Then you right there. You right there. Whew, and we didn't have to deal with that poison either. That's good. All right, let's get this damage. We're almost there. It looks like we did it. It looks like we're going to do it. I shouldn't talk until that number says 120. I shouldn't say a word, but it looks like we're good here. I'm probably going to cut out most of the video. I was talking throughout it, but it's way more talking than you need. But there we go. So, absolutely a sweatier round. We did have some deaths to contend with, but hey, 120 is 120, and we did it. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, good. I was like, I clicked it too early, but actually I meant to do that, and I nailed it at the perfect time. So one of the things that I've found is with this, like, look, this guy he's fully booked, and I'm getting 3 from Twin Fiend. Twin Fiend is stunning 3 times and doing a ton of damage. Torador has too low a percentage chance, and it gets a little, not gonna lie to you, it gets a little scary. See how, like, look how much damage that was at 5. If it was 4, we're dead. See, even there, that second bomb literally just killed 2 of my champions. Now, I could probably make sure that they're a little more prepared to take that damage. That's 100%. I do have them a little on the cheat side, if you will. So, yeah, so that's absolutely the difference. But hey, the reality is, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get 120. Here's a perfect example. I've only got the 3. Torador's running his ult, which gives him a greater chance to land this stun. He didn't land a single stun there, and now we're going to have a wipe. It's just, right, because this is going to clear. Oh, it doesn't. Right, okay, so we're not going to get wiped, but I don't think we're going to make the timing. Oh, and I didn't. Now I'm screwed because I accidentally used Twin Fiend because I'm not even paying attention. All right, now we're getting some serious damage against us here. See, Torador had to use his thing. So, again, Torador's ult. Is he getting any stuns? He's by himself now. He's the only one doing it. He landed 1 stun in all that time. And now we're, as they call, in the golden age of Tom. We still got 2 people alive. We still got 2 alive. We don't have any heals, though, so this is very short-lived. He can dodge that damage. Torador, again. Maybe I got to swing him faster. I think we got to build him to be for his attack speed, because his ultimate does give him an extra 80, but clearly he's not getting enough swings. He got 1 stun there. So just law of averages. Maybe if we can get more stuns in, we'll be able to get more damage out of it. So there you go. Still a great result. I'm still happy with it. I'll keep this result. Why not? We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other one. But 127, obviously not our best, but I'll take that. That is a no Torador, or sorry, no Praetus, no Constance. Now keep in mind that was without any sustained inspiration. We do have Pharisee. Pharisee was giving inspiration to 3 champions. I think one of those champions was Elwyn, to be honest with you. So maybe putting them in different positions. Some of the champions might have improved that a little bit, given the inspiration to Hex, for example. Let's save the key and let's see what the damages were with this. Really curious as to see where that came from. This just goes to show that the boss here, the winner here, isn't Praetus. It isn't Alistair. It isn't Constance. It's the Inferno, or sorry, it's the Nightmare team. It's Twyla. Twyla with Hex is actually doing great damage. It's Kagiri. Look, oh my god. Okay, so we didn't know what was going to happen here. The only thing that changed from last week to this, obviously different teams, right? But take that aside. Among the Nightmares, the only thing that changed here is no different gear. I didn't change any gear. I didn't get any extra awakenings. There's nothing here. That's Kagiri's fixed A3. And yeah, it's broken. He absolutely dominated her. Now, she's only A1. If she were A3, I suspect she would jump ahead of him again. Keep that in mind. I don't dislike this. I watched Fastidious video and he thought it was too much over. Here's the deal. Twyla is a regularly attainable champion. Kagiri is a only available on special banner. He is a exclusive limited hero. He should do more damage than her, in my opinion. I do agree that adding this after his banner, when people had the opportunity to go for it, now of course they don't, because we've obviously switched this up. So I do agree with that. I do understand that part of the beef, but I'm okay with this. I'm okay with Kagiri doing this level of damage, and I think he should. She's in slightly better gear than him, by the way, but he is the A3 versus A1, and that's where you're getting this difference. It's a big deal. Now, I do have 2 stones. Could I put those 2 stones in her? Yes. Am I going to? No. Those stones are meant for exclusives. If I get an A4 Kagiri, when his banner comes up again, and he's available to pull again, I will make him A5 with that unpolished stone. I'm not gonna waste those away. I've already used 2. I'm not gonna use any more. I got those 2 from the changes they've made in the some of the path, whatever you call it, the init path. So I got those kind of post, right? So we can save those. I am shocked that Hex isn't doing more damage than he is. I don't know. I mean, he did die. So keep in mind, he died twice, which did limit his damage considerably. You can tell the difference between an A1 and an A5 Zillitu for sure. Like, look at Volka's even almost matching damage, so that's interesting. Twin Fiend doesn't show his damage. He gets his damage through these 2. So that big burst damage is really, it's about the extra shots that these guys all get. Torador's disappointing. I still got to use him, right? We still got to use Torador for this team. But he really does not stun at all. So if you don't have the survivability, you're probably going to have to put in something like Helga. Because even most of the time, we never got more than 6 stacks of the reduced damage on the phase 1. And that's where I'm getting guaranteed 3 out of Twin Fiend. And we were getting 0 to 3 out of Torador. Probably I need to rebuild my Torador to just be super speedy. So that'll be interesting gear, because I have him in, I believe, Invigoration gear too. So maybe we got to give up the Invigoration gear to get there, to still give him the tankiness to survive the falling rock and land those stuns. But sorry, I think that's about it. But definitely, again, the real hero of the story, the reason why we can even get to this point is still Dasomi with Elowen. Probably even Dasomi more important than Elowen. Obviously, Elowen's more important for the whole team. Overall context, she's a better healer. Obviously, 14 mil healing. She's the better healer. She's got an AoE cleanse. Without Dasomi, teams can be made with just Elowen as the cleanse. Obviously, just not me. Just not my teams. Also, would be good to note that you could probably build this with Nasande now, because Nasande, I'm going to make a video with Nasande because I think she's skyrocketed, in my opinion, in value. That will be probably the next video you see on this channel, will be the Nasande Samara 1 team, just to give you an idea of and flavor of what you can do with her now that she has a cleanse. It's pretty phenomenal when you put her in a piercer team, so look forward to that. But 2 things we wanted to see, and we saw them both. 1, can I do a 120k team without Praetus? Answer, yes. Is it harder? Well, there was some RNG in this run. Still was able to do it, but I would still say that it's not as hard as you would think. It wasn't crazy. I was still looked like I was on pace pretty well, but I didn't do as much damage. I did have people die. Is that the fault of Praetus? Maybe, because I would have had Constance there for even more heals. Maybe that would have helped. I shouldn't build glass cannons for this, which I'm pretty sure Hex is a glass cannon. So there's some things to think about there. But overall, pretty happy with this team being able to do it. The second question we answered was, is Kagiri considerably higher damage now? The answer is ridiculously yes. That is about 100k difference. He was well below Twyla, and Twyla was the damage dealer here. And now that table has flipped. I will... yeah, I think we have enough time. I was just looking at the time here because we are 40 minutes in, but I'm probably going to speed up the whole actual fight for you guys. So let's show you the champions as they are built after we get 100 different pop-ups. It's turning into Raid Shadow Legends here. Just kidding. It's not that bad. So A4 Hex, he's got level 19, the Sutra of Kama Sutra. He's got the Kama Sutra. Well, he's got Twilight now. Why not? He's in Soulbound Arcana. His total stat, yeah, see, he's in the wrong gear. I actually have different gear for him for this fight. 23,000 HP, that's too low. 16.5 attack, which is what you want, right? 1.2 attack interval, 348 crit damage. Next up, we have Twyla. Twyla also in Soulbound, sitting at, if I learn how to click, she's at 2832. That is a conscious decision anyway. Just want to make sure that she's one of the ones that gets that inspiration. Even when we're using a Constance team, I always want to make sure that she's the one getting that. She's got a 1.4 second attack interval, 427 attack speed, 320 crit damage. Hits pretty good. She's a ramp up damage, obviously, so it's her starting stats are important, but keep in mind that she's getting a ton more damage. Also, because Hex is on the field, every time he draws a card, there's an extra thing with her. Let's talk about Kagiri now. Very important to talk about this. We might even just do a short on this. His A3 now, which changes this. Within 10 seconds after Sweeping Strike is activated, each direct damage inflicts additional damage one time to 35%. If it's Ember Strike instead, which is why we time it within 3 seconds of him hitting the stance, if he takes damage, he will avoid the damage and he will hit Ember Strike within 3 seconds. Otherwise, it's Sweeping Strike. Ember Strike is 2 times with 25% each, obviously more damage. Now, here's the thing: when either strike triggers Swallow Counter, the corresponding effect of this strike becomes permanent. The corresponding effect is the 1 time 35 or the 2 times 25. So what that's saying, now I don't know if it's cumulative too. I don't know if you can get both the 35 and the 25. That's an interesting thing we might have to test out. But what this is essentially saying, as it's read, is if it triggers Swallow Counter, that 50%, that 2 times for 25 is permanent. Meaning every time he does Ember Strike, he's getting that 50%. Every time he does Sweeping Strike, he's going to get 35%. So that's what happens. And then the Swallow Counter is a 25% chance when either Sweeping or Ember Strike end to immediately launch an identical strike on the opposite direction. The strike cannot trigger this effect again. So essentially what's happening here, the opposite direction in this matter doesn't seem to matter. It seems like you get that extra damage just based on the fact of how much more damage he did this fight over last week. So that's what's creating all that crazy damage. Now, we don't have him Soulbound Arcana. We only have so many sets of that. So we have him in Infernal Roar, which I thought was prohibitive because his ultimate is a burst damage and not a basic attack on his ultimate. However, it seemingly does not, because it worked beautifully. 21075, 1.4 second attack interval, 355 crit damage. Sorry, he is in the better gear than Twyla. Other than Soulbound Arcana, arguably should be better on Kagiri. I did a test on it a while ago. If you missed the video, his damage didn't change in Guild Boss 1. Hers did. So I made sure that she had the Soulbound, because Soulbound objectively increased her damage, and his damage was within moments. It didn't seem to be that as impactful. So just so you're aware. Elowen, I don't think we need to do too much there. She's actually pretty low overall attack. 14163. She's got 107 healing, 387 attack speed, 1.7 attack speed interval. Tordor. has no attack speed. So that would be my suggestion to you. It took me just till now to learn if the guy has a percentage chance on a skill to stun someone. It's a 30% chance to land an AoE attack, which inflicts with stun. And when the ultimate's on, it increases it by 10, I believe. It increases his speed by 80 and his damage 120 lasting. I thought there was one where it actually increased it by 10. Oh no, that's his specialty gear. So he's at a 30% base chance to stun here. When I was right. When Hellfire Burning, which is his ultimate, is activated, it increases and the attack changes. And I believe this is a 40%. I think it's a 10%. The trigger chance increases. It just says the trigger chance. I'm pretty sure we figured out that was 10. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. This is a lot. Now, he's got a piece of gear. You can see this here is a Tordor exclusive. It's one of the ones I got. When deployed, increases HP by 10%. Nice. The chance of triggering Atrocious Trample by 5% when attacking during the ultimate, another 5%. So, this guy at 30% on this skill is increased. Trigger chance increases. We assume it's to 40%. And then during the ultimate, it should be 50% chance. It should be a 50-50 chance during his ultimate. And obviously I just had terrible luck on this run. So we do have to speed him up. Absolutely. Now that I do have that exclusive piece, which is clearly important. Clearly important. Plus this gives HP 30%, defense 15%. I think the other gear I had on him was objectively better. You see how poor this one is? His HP is down about 5k, but that's 5k is peanuts. He is getting extra 15% because of the gear he's using, and this exclusive, if it's working as intended, it should be a pretty big deal. So we just need to find something on the right side here, get some speed on this. I haven't been crit rate for gosh sakes, I don't know, because I haven't changed his gear in forever. So probably want to change that. We did change him to Goddess Grace, which just gives him even more defense. So that's probably good. The previous time we had him in Phylactery, there's no reason we should have him in that. He doesn't do damage. So I think it should be pretty easy assuming I have the Invigoration gear to spare, it should be pretty easy to get him into pieces with some better attack speed. The left side's going to take some time. Okay. Spending way too much time on each of these. So that's Tordor. Pharisee. Pharisee is survivable, 35k. Attack 16-2. Attack interval is terrible, is what it is. 2.1 seconds. And healing effect of 121. He does 52% rage regen. Pharisee really there for that AoE damage reduction. He was our only inspiration champ, so that made a big deal. Interestingly enough, and I'll talk about that in final thoughts, actually. So let me hold my thought there until final thoughts. Dasomi here, his heals don't mean nothing. You see, he doesn't actually heal unless your champions are below 50% health. His deal is that cleanse, and it's the difference maker for my team. It may or may not for your team. We talked about this in the last video, but it's absolutely critical. His attack speed of 384. If he isn't in his... So here's the deal with this guy, in case you have never used him. His... this whole Magic Incense, his basic attack is Magic Incense. Magic Incense, if the bear's HP is higher than 50, dispels one debuff every 2 seconds. Otherwise, restores their HP based on their max HP of the caster. Or their match HP and the caster's attack every 2 seconds. Cannot be dispelled. So for 6 seconds, this is cleansing every 2 seconds. So there's 3 cleanses on this thing. So as long as he gets Magic Incense onto the ally, then he's going to be able to cleanse them, even if it's... So that's why you see the whole team, because his ultimate triggers, and he can now faster get these Magic Incenses out, and so they've already got it on them when they get poisoned, and on top of that, he's going to heal more people. And the other thing with his ultimate is it can heal 2 more ally units. So now he's healing 3 units simultaneous, giving them Magic Incense and increasing their defense by 30% for 18 seconds. Or sorry, his thing is for 18 seconds. So that magic incense is now going out to 3 allies at a time. And remember that magic incense lasts for 3 dispels every 2 seconds. That's why if you can time his ultimate, arguably speaking, he could probably hold a team's third phase better than Elowen. The reason why you'd still pick Elowen over him is her her rage regen is so critical to teams. So I wouldn't say, hey, pick this guy over Elowen. What I would say is, if you don't have Elowen, that's not a precursor to doing great things in this battle, because if you have Dasomi. So just keep that in mind, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But it's a big deal. And I don't even have him fully booked. I would love to get that trigger interval, but honestly, I don't know if I need it. He increases his attack every 23 seconds, so he's going to have a higher attack, which is good for the heals, but typically we're not using him for his heals. Same with this, he grants a shield. It can be very nice, can be very helpful, but I'm not gonna hold my breath based on it. So sorry for all that. Let's talk about the next guy I used. Obviously, there's a couple that we didn't use because we didn't use the 3. So let's go down into our reserves here. We have a Twin Fiend. It is an A5 Twin Fiend. God bless him. 16-3 with 35k HP. Attack interval of 1.6 seconds, 246 crit damage. No rage regen to speak of. You see, we don't even have him in top set gear. We have him in curse gear. It's fine. Zilla 2, she is in kind of hand-me-down gear. 14-7. I would say that I could probably eke quite a bit more damage out of her by getting this above 16. 1.6 attack interval. Not even crit cap. 348 crit damage. So there's plenty of room to grow here. I just need more gear, or to swap out gear. I guess I could swap her into a different set of gear. She's also very low health, which might be survivable issues if you get into the far enough into the late game. With her, I still feel like maybe I could use arrogance. If I get him to an A1, I think it might be a little bit of a different story as so far as using him in the fight. Who else did we use? Is there someone else? Is there anyone else we used in this fight? I feel like we brought more people in. Oh, we brought Zilla 2 in. We took out 3 people, right? I'm trying to remember. Who did I bring? Oh, Volca. Volca's actually a damage Volca. I keep forgetting. I keep using her as if she's got the invigoration. But she's actually a damage Volca. And she actually put out, I would say, a respectable amount of damage for the fight. 15,931. Might want to get that just over the threshold, though I think we'll be okay. 1.3 attack interval. Not even crit cap. 362 crit damage. I've never thought of bringing in her for the damage. The big thing for her is that she has this damage reduction, which is basically you're going to want to either have her in the fight or you're going to want to have Alistair in the fight, which allows me to bring in the Infernal and Nightmare combo because I don't need Alistair on the team because I have her. So that's the 3 we bring in. Instead, we brought in, again, for recap, we bring in our Infernal Lord. We bring in Zilla 2 to pair with the Infernal Lord. And of course, we already have Hex as the Infernal Lord. And we bring in Volca for that reduction. We do have, crazily enough, an unused Lust. Never thought I would say that. She kind of lost her home in most areas of this game because of Twyla, but we could easily put her in that fight. We could easily put Arrogance in that fight, and I think we'd still do very well and still make the 120. So that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Please be kind, be safe. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer in case there wasn't an answer here. We are going to do the Sunday showcase in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But I am Mad Capper, and like I said, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.